Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing guys? Matt here and welcome to my fragrance obsession. Now in today's video I am going to be talking about a very underrated fragrance in my opinion. This is a fragrance that I've loved for a very long time. I mean pretty much since I first started getting into fragrances. Now the fragrance that I'm going to be talking about guys comes from the house of Joop. Yeah. I mean, guys, I absolutely love this house. I'm just gonna say it. Like they do get a lot of hate for being a very kind of sort of commercialized fragrance company, but they are pretty mainstream. Like, well, especially Joop Home. I mean, Joop Home is a very mainstream fragrance, but it's a favorite, and I absolutely love this scent. It's always been a favorite to me, and it may not be exactly unique, but it's still a favorite, and it's a powerhouse in my opinion. This fragrance lasts and lasts and lasts. And the fragrance that I'm going to be reviewing comes from this same company, and it's called Splash. Now, what can I tell you about Joop Splash? Now, this fragrance was launched in 2011, so it's been out for 5 years now. There was actually some pretty sad news for this fragrance, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But yes, it's been out for 5 years, 2011, and it's known as a aquatic fragrance or a marine fragrance. Now, this fragrance, apparently I read on a fragrance blog online, and I've read it on a few fragrance blogs actually, that it's going to be discontinued, and I couldn't believe it. I mean, in a way I wasn't surprised because I've looked for like a long time for this fragrance online, and it's getting harder and harder to find, and the prices for it are going up. And it's the same with another Joop fragrance which I really liked, called Joop Thrill for Men, and that one is also becoming really difficult to find, and I guess it's because they're discontinuing them. Joop must have a few plans up their sleeve, I don't know, or these fragrances just aren't as popular as Joop intended them to be. I don't really know, but yeah, it's pretty sad, but I'm really glad to have this fragrance. This fragrance hasn't been in my collection long at all. In fact, I only got this morning, so to be doing this review on a fragrance which really does mean a lot to me is a big deal. Now, I first put my nose on this fragrance, I think it was about 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I first started getting into fragrances. This was the first fragrance that I really started to fall in love with. It became my signature when I was around, when I was about 18, 19 years old. Every time I wore this, people gave me compliments. People loved it, and I can see why, because since revisiting this fragrance again, I've just realized how amazing this fragrance really is. So, Joop Splash. Now, this fragrance is not popular in terms of reviews and stuff. I have noticed there's not a lot of reviews for this fragrance, but I mean, I cannot understand it because it smells great, it really does smell good. So, what else can I tell you about it? It was made by a perfumer called Louise Turner, who's also made Encanto by Salvatore Ferragamo, and she's also made Fahrenheit 32 by Christian Dior. So yes, a few ideas of what she's created there. 2 amazing fragrances in my opinion. And this one is one of them. It really is. Now, what can I tell you about the notes? Now, in this fragrance, in the top, we get cassowary fruit, which is a type of exotic plum, which is only found in New Guinea and Australia. And we also get coriander. So the opening is very unique. It's very exotic. It's very fresh and clean. And it's sort of got this sort of bubblegum watermelon vibe. And I guess that comes from the cassowary fruit. It's really, really nice. And in the middle, we get the oceanic water notes and the cardamom. So the fragrance does get much more sweeter at this point with those watery notes, but it also keeps its freshness, and that's what I really like about this. And in the base, we get cedar, sandalwood, amber, and lavender. So yes, the fragrance becomes more woody, but kind of loses its sweetness at this point. So overall, this is a very sweet, very clean, very unique fragrance. Now, I remember, like us talking about the past again, but when I first smelled this fragrance, I fell in love with it, and I think it's because of the opening. The cassowary fruit really adds this unique blend to the fragrance. I'm going to spray a little bit here so I know exactly what to be expecting. But I mean, of course, I've smelled this fragrance plenty of times already, but it's so good that you have to spray it more than once. It's so nice. Now, the cassowary fruit really does add a difference in the opening. It's, like I said before, guys, it's a type of exotic plum which is only found in New Guinea and Australia. It's been known to smell a little bit like watermelon, and sort of kind of like a bubblegum type smell, which, you know, you definitely get that. I mean, I let my brother smell this fragrance before and he was like, it smells like bubblegum. And I was like, yeah. But a lot of people, I've noticed a lot of people on base notes and Fragrantica, a lot of people have said that it's got this sort of watermelon bubblegum type of smell. That may be a good thing to some people, but it might also be a very bad thing, because not a lot of people like sort of sweet, sort of, you know, bubblegum, watermelon type smells. I mean, I do, I think it's great, but a lot of people don't. But it's really, really nice. It's sweet. It's very exotic, like very, very different. But it's the type of thing that you can imagine being found, like the smell of like, it's so different from any other fruit that I've ever smelled, because I don't know a lot of fragrances that, like a lot of scents that have the note of cassowary in it. I mean, there's probably loads out there, but it's just not, it's not a very popular sort of ingredient. It's not like a bergamot or a lemon. So it is a sort of trademark for Joop Splash in a way, because it's so different. But yes, it's very, very nice. We also get coriander in the opening, and the coriander adds this sort of leaf smell, which I think mixes very, very well with the cassowary, because overall it makes it smell like a plant blooming in the middle of a rainforest. That's kind of the vibe I get out of this. So it's a perfect transformation, I think, you know, to get the cassowary, then to come on with the coriander, and then for it to both mix together. It's just the perfect blend. And then in the middle, we also get the oceanic water notes, and we also get cardamom. Now, after about maybe an hour or 2 hours or something, the middle notes really do start to, you know, come to play, because the water notes in this fragrance are absolutely beautiful. We get this sort of salty water sort of smell. It kind of reminds me of the ocean. Like, if you imagine, like, the sort of scene I'm getting is like an ocean with the sun in the sky, blue sky with clouds, white fluffy clouds, and I'm imagining the sun giving the, you know, making a reflection on the water, but it's making the water sparkle. That's the sort of vibe that I get in the middle, and those watery notes that you get in this fragrance really does capture that. It's just absolutely gorgeous. In terms of the cardamom, I don't really get much cardamom, if I'm honest with you. I think after about an hour or two, you lose that cassowary fruit and that coriander, and straight away we just get this blast of sort of like watery saltiness, and it's just perfect in my opinion. And then in the base we do get a lot of woods, and we do get oriental notes as well. So we're getting that cedar and sandalwood, but we're also getting amber and labdanum. So it's got a bit of a floral take to it, but overall very woody, sweet, and very complex. Overall, this is a nicely blended fragrance. I don't think there's anything really bad about it, apart from maybe, I suppose, it could become a little bit too cloying, especially with humid weather. I mean, here in the UK, we've started having some really beautiful weather. I mean, the other day I was sitting in the garden and I felt like I was in Barbados. Seriously, I mean, my face is a bit red. I mean, I don't tan. Don't tan at all, me. I'm as pale as a milk bottle, seriously. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe how hot it was. It was weird, so weird. But I will be trying this fragrance out in the next few days to see what it's really like. But I have seen reviews that people have said that it is really cloying in hot, humid weather, and I guess in a way I can kind of understand that, because this fragrance is very sweet, and I suppose it kind of has a bit of a syrupy sort of vibe to it, so I can kind of understand that. But overall, I think that this fragrance is absolutely beautiful. It's a definite thumbs up for me, and I think if you've never smelled this fragrance, please do go out and give it a try, because it is absolutely amazing. Seriously, like, it's not like Joop Homme, it's not like anything else from the Joop range. I mean, you know, a lot of the Joop fragrances have been classed as being like other fragrances. In my opinion, this to me doesn't smell like anything else out there, and it's a definite gem for me. It's a hidden gem, literally. Like, I mean, if it's gonna get discontinued soon, I'm just happy to have this bottle, because I'm gonna be keeping this bottle for as long as I possibly can. I mean, it's a definite summer scent, there's no doubt about it. Longevity ranges from about 6 to 7 hours, depending on the climate. I mean, today it's been quite nice. It has been humid, but I have been wearing it since I woke up, and I can't really smell it as much as I could before, but 6 to 7 hours is the, you know, it's the maximum longevity you're going to get out of it. But it's a good longevity. I mean, aquatic scents don't last long to begin with, and I think it's a good sort of longevity for this type of fragrance. So yes guys, this has been my review for Joop Splash by Joop. This fragrance came out in 2011 and it's a aquatic fragrance. Thank you so much for watching guys. Please let me know what you think of this fragrance in the comments below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much guys for watching. Keep smelling good. Have a great day. Bye bye for now.